10th anniversary of Life Makers Foundation. Volunteers among Egyptian youth made an achievement as of 1,340 young people in 105 villages in 15 governorates carried out the diabetes tests for more than 20,000 people in 4,120 minutes, breaking a Guinness record that previously scored 6,000 diabetes tests in a day. This comes in line with a major campaign launched to raise the awareness towards diabetes. And with us, joining us today, we have Hazem and Kareem Sharawy. Welcome. They're members of the Life Makers Foundation.
Yes,
Thanks for joining us.
Hello, Kareem. And I will be starting with what about the campaign? Did you start with the beginning, at the beginning, to be thinking we need to be breaking that record? Or it just came along as you did it?
No, we were thinking about breaking the record. We also we always have a target to care about the people and to aware people about different types of diseases. But we noticed that 30% of the people in Egypt, they don't discover their illness except by luck. So we thought of doing something new.
Any type of illness or diabetes to be precise?
Diabetes and blood pressure and high blood pressure.
Yes.
So we went on the ground, do this campaign with 1,000 volunteers. We break the record with 21,000 people. We measured the blood pressure and the diabetes.
Yes.
How do you manage to organize such an event with such a huge number of youth in different parts of the country? Probably that was quite challenging. Can you tell us?
It is quite challenging, but it's usual for Life Makers. As you said, it's the 10th anniversary for us, so we're used to go on the ground. We have soldiers as the volunteers, and we did many campaigns on the ground with.
What were some of maybe your obstacles that you faced,
usually the obstacles we face is people like who are you, especially in this situation.
We can actually see a picture right now on the monitor.
Yeah, exactly.
You were actually the campaign taking place.
Exactly. Yeah. So people sometimes they get afraid in such situations in the country. Who are you and why are you coming? Do you really care just for your volunteers? They don't understand that we really care. That's one of the obstacles, but we always have faith and we always believe that we can do it. So, nothing.
Turning to Kareem, what about training these volunteers and these people who actually participated in this campaign and any other campaign, but in such a campaign you broke a world record. How would you train the people and the volunteers to be breaking such a record and of course making good at the same time?
Okay, firstly, the volunteers are not all medical field,
yes,
but there are some medical field, so they give them training and soft skills and communication skills needed for this to treat with people.
So they actually have the background for this?
Yes, and plus they have the training about the blood pressure and how to measure the blood glucose level for diabetes, so they have the full data of anyone can say it. So it is about the awareness, health awareness must be for everyone. So these people go in these villages and
yes,
aware people which must be aware of these diseases and
yes,
how control their illness and how prevent these illness from coming to them.
Yes.
As non-communicable disease as diabetes and hypertension are now the major problem facing us. As in the past years was non-communicable disease, but now recently scientific research has found medication for it as antibiotic drugs and viral drugs. But non-communicable disease are not infected, but they are prevented and controlled. So we are working on this in the Hazem project as we choose our awareness way as to control and prevent. We have many ways, but in our Hazem project, yes, we choose the awareness way.
Aya, when you were actually testing the people, what was the volunteer actually delivering? How were you approaching?
As Kareem was saying, we were trained to simply give the information to the young
and talk
people,
to them about the
everyone,
disease
exactly, and it's simple. We're giving it, yeah, exactly. We're giving it to them in a simple, direct way, such as, for example, we can say that you know that vegetables have vitamins. Most people doesn't know this, but it can actually help us. It's so simple. It was not complicated. We don't give them complicated medical
Passing on simple
advice.
information, basic
Yes,
knowledge.
exactly. It's health awareness, more of a medical.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Kareem, Aya said that it was hard to be actually reaching out to the people, and the people were afraid of dealing with you as volunteers and this foundation. How did you break the ice for the first time when you treated these people?
How we break the ice.
Yes.
It is not the first campaign. Okay. It is about we excuse them and we want them and give them introduction about us and say to them what we are doing and why we are doing this. They accept the idea. They accept the idea. Yes, they are volunteers. Some don't accept. We are talking with them and talking about our role in the society and develop the society.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Did you have to deal with illiteracy as well there?
Yes.
Exactly.
There's a lot of illiterate people there. They can't read and they can't write. So how did you manage to treat them as well?
This and many process. Firstly, we go on the village and discover it and see how many of the people can be treated with this illiteracy, and then we have volunteers. Volunteers who can teach them our education to have the exam, and they can have the certificate after that.
Yes.
And Aya, what were the results of the campaign? Did the tests prove a lot to be positive, or?
Yeah, we're still
Unfortunately.
collecting all the data from 15 provinces. Exactly. But it's all working.
So most of them unfortunately tested
Yeah,
positive.
exactly.
There's a high rate of diabetes going on then.
So we gave them the alarm, and that was a huge achievement, to give them the alarm
And to sort of
flag.
follow up and know that they have the
Exactly.
disease and
Yeah.
hence to be able to get treatment.
Exactly.
So what are the other obstacles besides dealing with people and dealing with illiteracy? What are the obstacles, financial obstacles, for instance?
Exactly. Sometimes we do have, again, in such circumstances the country is facing, but we mainly work with our NGOs from the donations of people. We have sponsors.
Do you cooperate with the Ministry of Health?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a cooperation.
The Hazem project is founded in 2005 with the collaboration of WHO and the Ministry of Health.
So you came up with the donations, and of course the Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization pitched in with money as well.
Yes, it is self fundraising for us, as we don't have sponsors for it.
Yes. So what about the information that you needed about the people you treated? Because I don't think it was just overnight to be dealing with someone with diabetes or high blood pressure. You needed information and history, the medical history of the patients that you're dealing with. How much time did it take you to be gathering this information?
To gather this information about the village,
About thousands of people that you have treated.
okay, these people, thousands of people around of Egypt. Okay. Firstly, we are not all medical, and there are medical students or medical doctors inside the team.
Yes.
So they can have the history of the patient and know what he complains of, and by measuring the blood pressure, you can know if he is hypertensive or not, and by measuring the blood glucose level, it know about if he has diabetes or not. So it is not difficult to know about his history or about the gathering the data.
Yes.
Well, what other activities do you do in your foundation besides the testing that was done? Can you tell us a little bit about the foundation? Any other activities?
We have three main issues that we discuss. We fight poverty, we fight illness, and
Can you give us like
disease.
examples? Like
Yeah, we
just
have
quick
in
examples of
Life
how you do that?
Makers. We have it's Al Okay, it's fighting illiteracy. Okay, we go to villages and we do like classes to educate them, to give them classes, and we give them certificates from the government. We make it easy for them to go. We always motivate them to come to the classes, and educate their children.
Okay,
And
so illiteracy is one of the main pillars of
yeah,
your foundation.
exactly.
What else?
Poverty.
Poverty.
We have, it's called Insan project. We do microfinance project to simple sorry. Houses, yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Insane is concerned with village and raise the village.
And who sponsors these? How do you finance these projects?
We have
Sponsors.
Sponsors? Okay.
Some have sponsors and some is self-fundraising.
Okay.
El Nicola is sponsored by one of the organizations.
Okay, so you have sponsors
One
that
of
help
the
you in financing.
telecommunication companies, one of the most famous telecommunication companies is actually a sponsor for illiteracy project.
So this is the Insan project.
No, this
Oh,
is the illiteracy
The
project.
illiteracy project.
Exactly.
Okay.
And
Right.
Insan has no sponsor now.
As well. One of the soft drinks as well. One of the most
And
famous
is there
soft drinks.
any other project as well?
Yeah, we have the drugs. We aware the drugs.
Also, there's drug awareness campaigns
drug
as
awareness
well.
campaigns as
And
well.
do you do that in universities and schools? Or
Everywhere.
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 Yes, as we mentioned before, Kareem said that you had actually trained people or doctors or students with medical backgrounds to be dealing with the campaign of diabetes and blood pressure. So what about a campaign about illiteracy? What about the other campaign about drug abuse? How would you train the volunteers to be treating the victims?
We still have training for them. We have trainings in every major. We have volunteer researchers and volunteer people to come and give our volunteers training about
Yes.
everything concerning the illiteracy.
But how much time would it take to be training someone in order to be dealing with such situations?
Sometimes we make camps outside in Alexandria, in Luxor, and anywhere to just take the volunteers from their mood to do something new, and as well give them sessions and trainings. And sometimes in the recent campaign we did a 4 hours training for all the volunteers.
Well, thank you very much, Hazem and Kareem Sharawy, members of the Life Makers Foundation. That was very insightful. Thank you very much. And now we move on to a report where we have Sohail is an island in Aswan that's located on it, the Nubian village. And it comprises a lot of unique monuments dating to different periods of time. So not only do you get to visit the monuments, but you also enjoy a fantastic boat ride, Ahmed, all the way to the island. So we please ask you to tune in and stay for this next feature about the Sohail Island by Dina Yunus.